Okay, let's start. So in the last class we have seen Booth's algorithm for multiplication, and then also we have seen one technique how to multiply them faster. Okay, so fast multiplication can be done with two of the techniques. So one technique we have already seen, that is bit pair recoding of multiplier. So we are recoding the multiplier. So if this is a multiplier, we are recording it based on this table. Okay, we are taking three numbers and we are multiplying them. We are coding them. Okay, so 100 means 100 is minus 2, so minus 2 code we are giving. Then 101 is minus 1, so minus 1 we have written, and 111 means 0, so 0 we have written in the code. So after this code is formed, you just have to multiply this multiplier, recorded multiplier, with the multiplicand. Okay, so simple thing. What is the benefit of this? Now we have previously 1 2 3 4 5 number of multiplication we have to do. Now we have to do only 3 multiplication. Okay, so our multiplication, number of multiplication will be less, number of this summand will also be less. Summand means this partial product. Okay, so number of partial product is also reduced, number of multiplication is also reduced. So in this case we can make it more faster by coding the multiplier, and this coding is called bit pair recoding of multiplier. Okay, and in this case I have told you then what is plus 2 and what is minus 2. Okay, so these are the two things we have not discussed in the last class. Okay, so 2 means what? Multiplied by 2 means what? Let's take one example. Suppose you have a number 10 and you have to multiply it by 2. 10 is in binary, we have to multiply it by 2 means what? What you will get? What will be the output? Who can tell? Obviously this 10 is nothing but 2 in decimal, so 2 into 2 is 4, that means 100. Am I right? 100 in binary. You can see it like this way. What is the relation between 10 and 100? What is the relation between 10 and 100? It is a left shift and adding a 0 at the end, right? So 10 L shift, you will get 100. What is 10? 2, 100, 4. If you do one more left shift, you will get 1000. What is this? Okay, you got the idea? So in this case also we will do the same thing. In this multiplication, what is plus 2 and minus 2? Very simple. So plus 2 means you have to shift the m towards left side. Okay, so and what is minus 2? Minus 2 is shifting 2's complement of f m left side. Okay, this plus 2 means shift m one bit left. That's what multiplication of 2 into m. Okay, and minus 2 into m means shift the 2's complement of m towards left side. Okay, got it? Very simple. So let's multiply with m into minus 2. in this case obviously minus 2 means we have to take the 2's complement of this thing. Okay, so what is the 2's complement of this? 0 1 0 0 1 1. Okay, so 2's complement is 1 0 0 1 1, and now that's what we are doing. 1 0 0 1 1, at the end there will be a 0 because we have shifted it left side. Okay, 1 0 0 1 1, and we have shifted it left side, so at the end there will be a 0. Okay, this is simple multiplication with minus 2, and we have to extend the sign. Okay, what is minus 1 into m? Obviously the 2's complement of m. So 2's complement of m is 1 0 0 1 1. So 1 0 0 1 1. One thing you have to remember, that you are not placing any value here. You are not placing any value here. Okay, so shift 2 times and then write the result here. Okay, this is the multiplication with binary this recoding technique, bit pair recoding technique. Any doubt in this? This technique is over here. Okay, so one thing you have to remember is that because there is no multiplier on this and this bit, so you have to leave it blank, this and this place. Okay, so you are multiplying with minus 2, so your result will start from here. You are multiplying with minus 1, so your result will start just at the bottom of minus 1, and you are multiplying with 0, so result will start with this bit position. Okay, so this is the simple technique. Any doubt in this bit pair recording of multiplier? Just take the multiplier, record it using this table. Okay, you will get this, then multiply it. Okay, so this is minus m. Okay, so next the first work is over. Our first multiplication first technique is over. Okay, so reduce the number of bits in multiplier. This is the first technique. So we have converted the 5 bits to 3 bits. Okay, so there will be only 3 multiplication and 3 addition. Now we will do our second first multiplication technique, that is your reduce the time needed to add partial products. Okay, reduce the time needed to add these partial products. These are called partial product. This is the last final result. Okay, final product is this one. All those intermediate values are called partial products. Okay, or they are also called summand, summand. Okay, they are also called summands because they are used in sum. So we are summing all these partial products. Okay, at the end we will get the product. So how to reduce time taken to add all these products, all these partial products? Okay, how to reduce the time? That is your second technique, which is called carry save addition of summands. Okay, so carry save addition means what? Obviously from the name it is very evident that carry save means we will save the carry while we are doing the addition of the summands. Okay, addition of the partial products. Okay, so what is the technique here? Instead of letting carry ripple through different adders, they are saved and introduced in the next row. What is the meaning? This is the figure that we have seen in the multiplication side. Let's go to multiplication. I think you have remembered this circuit. Okay, so in this case what was happening? There is a carry out. Okay, so carry out is rippling through all these adders. Okay, all these adder will get the carry from the previous adder circuit. Then after that in this case also carry will ripple through all the adder circuits, so all the adder circuit will get the carry, but we will not do this type of thing in this case, because due to rippling of carry the multiplication is slow, there is a delay. So instead of doing this, what we will do, we will not send the carry to the next full adder, rather we will save it and pass it to the next row. Okay, so meaning is that in the previous case this full adder was giving the carry to this will give to this will give to this, that is called ripple carry. Okay, so we will not ripple the carry, rather we will give the carry to the next row. That is the technique here. So in all the boxes you can see they are giving the carry to the bottom row, means below that previous row whatever the carry is generated, they will give it to the next row. Okay, so what is the benefit of this? So instead of carry bit input, a bit from the previous partial product is given to full adder. That means what? So instead of carry bit input, so there is no carry bit input here. Previously there is a carry bit input from the previous full adder. Okay, this is a full adder, it will generate the sum and carry, and it was taking 3 input x, y and c. Normally our adders take 3 input. One is x bit, xi bit, yi bit and ci bit. Okay, but in this case this ci bit we are not giving. That means what? We have now one free input terminal. So in this input terminal what we can give? We can input a bit from the previous partial product. That means what? Suppose this type of multiplication we are doing, and whenever we are adding these two number, there is a carry is generated in this partial product. If we add these two things, you will get a carry, because 1 plus 1 is 1 0. Okay, so previously what we are doing, we are writing here 0 and we are adding 1 to this row. Okay, but now what we will do, we will save that carry here somewhere and we will just add these things. Okay, so what is the meaning? Now what we can do, we can add this and another input, in this case without taking c as an input to the sum. Okay, for a full adder there are only 3 inputs. For a full adder there are only 3 inputs. Now this c input we are not giving it to the next full adder, we are saving it somewhere. Okay, now this c input is free. Okay, so in this c input what we will give to do this full adder its addition operation? We will give a partial product that is generated in the previous step. So we will give a partial product in the previous step. So you will understand this when we will do one example. Okay, so this is the concept. The concept is we are not giving the carry to the next full adder present on the left side of that same row, but we are saving that carry. We will save that carry and give it to the full adder in the next row. Okay, so let's see one example. This is the normal multiplication that we usually do. Okay, so whenever we will multiply this 6-bit number, we will get 6 number of partial products. So our work is to reduce the number of time taken to sum these lots of partial products. Okay, so let's take A, B, C, D, E, F is the name of each partial product. Okay, now we will do the carry save addition. So after M multiplied by Q, you will get ABC and DEF. Okay, you will get ABC, DEF, 6 number of result. What we will do here, you can check this figure. Okay, check this figure. What we are doing in this case, we will add A, B, C and D, E, F parallelly. Okay, because we are not worried about the carry, we can give 3 input to the adder circuit, A, B and C. If we are worried about the carry, then we have to give only A and B. That we normally do for a full adder. For a full adder, we give normally X and Y, 2 number, and another is C. Yes or no? If you remember, let's go to the first page. What are the 3 input for a full adder? X bit, Y bit and a carry bit. Now we are telling that this carry is not required. So now we can add X, Y and Z, 3 numbers. Understood? So whatever carry it is generating, we will save the carry somewhere for later purpose. Okay, whatever carry it will generate, we will save that carry somewhere. So that is the logic here. Okay, so let's do. Okay, so what we will do, we will add ABC and DEF parallelly. So let's do ABC addition. So this is A, B and C. Okay, that is generated from multiplying this M and Q. Okay, so A plus B plus C, output you will get S1 and C1. This is S1, this is C1. Okay, so what is this S1? Let's see. 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 plus 1 is 1. Okay, there is no carry, means whenever 1 plus 0 there is no carry. When 0 plus 1 there is no carry. Okay, we are saving the carry here. This is your C1. Okay, we are saving the carry, we are not adding the carry here. Okay, then 1 plus 0 plus 1 is 1 0. We will get 1 carry from here to here, but we will not add that carry 1 to this column, but we will save the carry here 1. Okay, so C1, this C1 is saving all the carry. This is 1 here. 1 plus 1 is 0. Another carry is generated. There, that carry we will saving it here. Then 1 plus 1 is 0. 1 carry is generated. That carry is saved here. Okay. Then 1 plus 0 plus 1 is 10. That is 0. 1 carry is generated. That carry will be saved here. Okay. Then 1 plus 0 is 1. No carry. Then 1 is no carry. Understood this part? If you understood this part, then carry save addition is over. Any doubt in this case? You can unmute and ask. Anyone is having any doubt? These are the addition result, addition of these bits, and these are the carry generated in each step of addition. Okay, so if we'll do addition of this step, what is the carry? You will write it here. If you do the addition in this step, whatever carry is generated, you have to write it here. After doing all this addition, you have to generate, if any carry is generated, you have to write it here. The sum will be written here. Okay, so sum of these 3 bits will be written here. Whatever carry is generated, you have to write it here. Okay, done. Very simple. S1 C1 is over. So from A B C addition, C1 S1 is done. Now we have to add F, E and D. Okay, so D, E, F we have to add in the same way. 1, sum is 1, no carry. 1 plus 0, sum is 1, no carry. Then 1 plus 0 plus 1, sum is 1 0. So 0 we have written here, carry we have written here. Okay. Then 1 plus 1 is 10 again. So 0 we have written here, carry we have written here. Then this is also 10. So 0 we have written, 1 we have written. This is also 10. So 0 we have written, 1 we have written here. And 1 plus 0 is 1 with no carry. And this addition also sum is 1, but there is no carry. Okay, So this is S2 and C2. Done. You have to check that you are writing in proper position. So this multiplication result is in this position, this is in this position, and this one is after this position. Okay, the position you have to check it clearly, because D starts from this bit, this bit. Okay, so that's why this D will start from the correct position. Okay, so D is 1 2 3 4 5 6th number of bit. So like that you have to write it accordingly. Okay, so you have to align it properly and then do the multiplication and addition. Okay, so S2 and C2 is generated, both S2 and C2 is generated. Now what we have to do, because we can add 3 numbers at a time, now we will add S1, C1 and S2. Okay, so S1, C1 and S2, these 3 results we have to add. This is the level 2 CSA, carry save addition. Level 2 CSA is addition of S1, C1 and S2. So S1, C1 is generated here, S2 is generated here. C2 we will add later. C2 is added with whatever result we will get from S1, C1 and C2. We will add C2 with these two. Okay, so we will do the same addition process. S1, okay, S1 will start from this bit, so we have written S1 like this. Done. Then C1 is these bits, so from this to this, and then S2, what is S2? S2 is starting from this place, so we will write it this place, so not in this place. Okay, so this place concept you have to remember where it is starting. Okay, so where the bits are starting you have to correctly mention it, otherwise your product result will be wrong. Okay, so S1, C1, S2 is done. We will do the same addition process. 1 is added with nothing is 1 with carry 0. 1 plus 0 is 1 with carry 0. 0 plus 0 is 0 with carry 0. 1 plus 1 is 0, 10, 1 0. So 0 we will write it here and carry we will write it here. Okay, we normally write the carries here and do the addition. That thing we are not doing. We are just saving the carry in C3 in this case. Okay, so after doing the addition, this is the sum value, this is the carry we have saved. Okay, we have saved the carry. So our output is S3 and C3. Now S3 and C3 will be added with C2. This is C2 that we have generated, so C2 will also be coming here and we will do the addition of S3, C3 and C2. So this is the third CSA level, level 3 carry save addition, where C2 will come from the previous result and S3 and C3 are just generated. Okay, so what is C2? C2 is this one. It is starting from this bit position, so it will start from the same bit position. Okay, you have to write the C2 from this onwards, not from this onwards. Okay, not from this. So wherever C2 is starting, you have to write it on that position onwards. Okay, so now we will do the same addition process. Okay, and after the addition is done, we will get again a sum, again a carry. Okay, so now we have only two results, S4 and C4. S4 and C4 is the only result available. So now we can add these two using our normal addition process. What is the normal addition process? Either using a carry ripple ladder or using a CLA. What is CLA full form? Who can tell? CLA. What is CLA full form? Forgot? Carry look ahead adder. Yes. So CLA we have read here. Where? This one. Carry look ahead addition. This is the advancement for the normal carry ripple carry adder. This is a ripple carry adder. You can use this carry adder to add the last sum S4 and C4, or you can use the faster method of addition, that is CLA. So use any of the technique and do the addition. Okay, and you will able to get your result. So at the end you can see in this figure, in previous figure we are giving carry to all the full adder in the same row, but in the current carry save addition we are giving to the next row, but at the end you can see we are using a carry ripple adder that is same as the previous method. Okay, because why? Because we have now only two numbers left, S4 and C4. So now these two addition can be done using any normal addition technique. Okay, so the last addition is done using ripple carry adder or CLA, carry look ahead adder. Okay, so we will do the same addition, that is normal addition, by giving carry to this, by giving carry to this, normal addition. So 1 plus nothing is 1, 1 plus 0 is 1, so this is this, then this here 1 plus 1 is 0, carry is 1, 1 plus 1 is 0, carry is 1, 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 1 and carry is 1, so carry is 1, then 1 plus 1 is 0, carry is 1 and 1. Okay, this last addition is normal addition, but all other additions are carry save addition, where we will get two numbers, one is sum, one is carry. Okay, any doubt in this carry look ahead carry save addition process? Now what is the advantage of this process? We will get less delay. Delay through the carry save adder is less than the delay in ripple carry adder or CLA. But how much delay it can reduce, that you have to tell me after this class. So whoever will send me the correct calculation and comparison, okay, you have to compare between the normal addition process, okay, the normal multiplication process and carry look ahead addition process, delay between these two, and compare what is the normal multiplication delay. So delay for normal multiplication is equal to this much get delays, okay, and delay of carry save multiplication. Okay, so whoever can do this delay comparison and submit the result to my email ID will get another 5 mark for CT2. Okay, done. So that is your carry save addition of summands. Okay, okay, so the previous class that multiplication that I have given, that result is here. Okay, how to do the multiplication of negative multiplier and positive multiplicand. Okay, Subramanyam and Arun Kumar both will get 5 mark. Okay, then what is the technique here? Just take the 2's complement of m and q and do the multiplication process. Okay, using the sign bit extension. Sign bit extension also you have to use. You have to also use 2's complement both. Okay, in case 1 and 2 either and or. In case 1 we are using sign bit extension method. In case 2 we are using 2's complement method, but in case 3 we will use both sign extension and 2's complement. Okay, then at the end whatever result you will get, take the 2's complement, whatever result you will get, take the 2's complement, you will get the your multiplication result. Okay, don't worry, I will send this note maybe after 2 days. Okay, because whole chapter will be over in the next class. Okay, so Kerrishev addition is over. This delay comparison, whoever will do the comparison and tell me which one is faster and how it is faster, then you will get another 5 mark in the CT2. Okay, and the delay will be increasing, means the delay gap between Kerrishev adder and ripple carry adder, the delay between this will increase when the number of summonds are larger, then the time saving is also large. Okay, in this case we are having only how many addition, 3 4 5 6 6 number of additions are there, and you can see the delay will be reduced around half. Okay, if you use Kerrishev addition, then delay of adding these things will be reduced to half. And if it is for 6 bit only, think about 64 bit multiplication. 64 number of bits will be multiplied with each other. In that case you will get 64 number of additions, and in that case you will get lots of saving of time due to the Kerrishev addition. Okay, done. So after this we will go to division. Till then, if you are having any doubt in this previous case, you can ask. Otherwise we will move to division. Okay, no doubt. Then we'll start with division. You know how to do the division, very easy. Suppose this is the divisor, this is the dividend. You have to get the quotient and the remainder, that is the output from the division. Okay, input are two number, divisor and the dividend. So how to divide it? Let's start with normal division. 1101, we have to start with first bit. First bit we will see if this bit is greater than this or not. If not, then we will put a 0 in the quotient and we will write 0 here. 1 minus 0 is 1. Okay, and then we will get a bit from the dividend and put it here in the result. Okay, then 1 0. 1 0 is again less than the divisor, so we have to multiply with 0 0 0. Okay, then we'll do the minus operation, then we will get 1 0. Okay, then we will copy the third bit from the dividend, 1 0 0. 1 0 0 is also less than this, so we will put another 0 here on the quotient and we will get 0 0 0, and then after that we will do the minus operation, so we will get 1 0 0. Then we have to copy the next bit from the dividend, so now we will get 1 0 0 0, which is again less than the divisor, so we have to put another 0 here and 0 0 0 0 here. Then we will do the minus operation, then we will get 1 0 0 0 1. 1 will come from the dividend. Now this part is greater than 1 1 0 1, so we have to multiply with 1. So this into 1 is 1 1 0 1. Okay, now what we have to do? We have to do the minus operation. 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 minus 0 is 0, this is 0, so 1 will come to this, so this will be 2, 2 minus 1 is 1, this is 1, so 1 minus 1 is 0, and this is already gone, so this is also 0. Okay, so this part is the output. Next we will copy the next bit from dividend, so it becomes this, which is again less than the divisor, so we will put a 0, so 0 0 0 0, and the output is 1 0 0 0. Okay, then we will get the next input from the dividend, which is this one, and again we will put a 1 here. Okay, after multiplying with this we will get 1 1 0 1, and we will do the same minus operation. Okay, so this is the thing, and at the end we will get a remainder of 1. Okay, so This is the normal division process that we will not do in this case, but we will take away how to do the division. Okay, so how to do the division? This is multiplied with either 0 or 1. There are two cases. Okay, divisor can be multiplied with 0 or can be 1. Quotient can be 0 and 1. So when it will be multiplied with 0, whenever the divisor is greater than the this result. Okay, got the logic. And another logic is that whenever one subtraction operation will be performed, this bit we will get one bit from the dividend. That is also one thing you have to remember. You have to get one bit from the dividend. Okay, whenever we will get one bit from the dividend, it will be placed on the right side of the result. That means what? It is a left shift. Here we are doing a left shift. Okay, left shift, and then we are doing the minus operation. Okay, so there are two kinds of division. One is restoring division, another one is non-restoring division. Okay, restoring division means what? First we will do what? We will do the minus operation of this with this. Okay, so 1 minus 1101. Okay, if it is a negative number, that means what? We cannot put 0 here, and we cannot put 1 here because it is a negative number. We cannot do 1 minus 1101, right? Because this is a small number. So that's what the output we will get a negative number, that means starting with 1. So in that case, what we will do? We have to restore the value. Let's see what to do it, how to do it. Okay, let's take one. Obviously it is the similar type of diagram. One register A will be there, one register Q will be there, and M will be there. Q will contain the dividend. This part will be held by Q. Okay, M is divisor. Okay, one thing you have to see here is that M0 to Mn minus 1 is there, but we have one extra value, that is 0. Okay, 0 is nothing but the sign bit. That means it is a positive divisor. Okay, also you have seen here that it is containing the n bit value plus an extra bit. This is also a sign bit. So we will see what is the use of an. Okay, so a0 to an minus 1, our normal value, plus an extra value is your sign bit. Okay, this will do n plus 1 bit adder. This is n plus 1 bit addition circuit, because this is n plus 1, this is also n plus 1, both will be given to the adder, which is a n plus 1 bit adder circuit. Okay, the output will go and the addition result will be saved in A. Okay, done. Next we have to do addition or subtraction. That we will see how to do this, and also you have to check what is Q0. Okay, all those things we will see how to do this using this circuit. So let's see the algorithm. Algorithm says that first step is shift left A and Q. Shift A and Q to the left side. What is the meaning? Then do the minus operation, A minus M. Okay, shift left A and Q. Okay, so whenever you will shift left, what is inside this register? Dividend. What is the first bit? 1. This 1, that in this example the first bit is 1. So 1 will go here. Okay, so previously this A will contain all values as 0. Okay, when we will do the left shift, the 1 will come here. Now what we will do? We will do 1 minus M. That I have told you, 1 minus M. M is what? Divisor. So 1 minus 1101 we will do. That is the logic. Okay, so that's why we are doing here left shift, not right shift like your multiplication. This is a left shift. Okay, So whatever the first value will come to the A register, then we will do A minus M. M is this one. Okay, so A minus M is, it is going as per our logic, so 1 minus M, that means 1 minus 1101, which is not possible. Okay, which is not possible because we cannot do 1 minus 1101. Okay, the output will be a negative value. If we do 1 minus 1101, output will be a negative value. So negative value we cannot able to store here. Okay, so that's why what, if it is a negative value, we have to multiply it with 0, then only we can write 1 minus 0. Understood? That is our logic. So we have to check if the quotient will be 0 or quotient will be 1. When it will be 1, whenever 1101 is smaller than the result, whatever result is there, 1101 is less, then only we will write here a quotient 1. Okay, and after this all addition, after this all division operation will be over, this A will contain the remainder, this Q will contain the quotient, means this will, after end of this n bit division will be over, at the end this Q will contain the quotient, that is the result, and A value, A register will contain the remainder. Okay, this is the remainder. At the end of the whole division process, A will contain the remainder, quotient will be stored here in Q register. Okay, so restoring division means what? Whenever we cannot able to do the minus operation, that is 1 minus 1101 we cannot able to do, so that means what, we have to restore the value of A, because whenever we are doing 1 minus 1101, so at that, in that case we are storing that result to A. Okay, whenever we will do in the first step, step number 1, cycle number 1, whenever we will do a left shift, the first value will come to the end of this array. So then after that we will do 1 minus 1101. Okay, then that result will be a negative result. Okay, so negative result means the division operation failed. So we have to restore the value of A to the original value. What is the original value? 0001. Okay, so that's why it is called a restoring division. We will see the example, then you will know. Just we will start with the normal algorithm. You have to shift left, do the minus operation. Okay, whenever you will shift left side, one more thing you have to remember, whenever you will shift left side, what will happen to this bit? Because this bit will go here, this bit will be blank, so what value will be written here, that will be decided by this if condition. Okay, if an bit is negative, this an bit is negative, then we will put q0 is equal to 0 and we have to restore it. Okay, what is the meaning? After doing the A minus M operation, after doing 1 minus 1101 operation, we will get some negative value, 1001 something we will get negative value. That negative value we don't want. Okay, because always here whenever you will do some minus operation, you always get a positive value, not negative value. Okay, but here we are getting a negative value. Negative value means obviously a n bit will be 1. Okay, 1 means negative, 0 means positive, that you remember I think. Okay, so always we will get a 1 here whenever it is negative. If it is negative, then set q0 is equal to 0. What is q0? q0 will contain the quotient. Because q0 is already shifted here in the first left shift operation, this space is empty now. q0 space is empty now. So we are deciding what will be the value of q0. q0 value will be 1 or 0 by this algorithm. q0 value will be 0 because why? Because our division failed. Division failed means what? We cannot divide 1 minus 1 and 1101 because 1 is smaller than 1101. Okay, that's why we will put a 0 in the quotient. So that quotient is this one. Okay, this is the result of the division. That means 0 is the result for this division. Okay, that's why we have put one quotient 0 and here 0. q0 is 0. And what we have to do, whatever addition operation we have done and overwritten the value of a, we have to restore it. How to restore it? We have done it here a minus m, we will do it here a plus m. Then what will be the value of a? It will be restored to the original value. Understood? This is called the restoring operation. Because our division operation failed, there is no meaning of storing this result because this is a wrong result. This is a negative result. Okay, so negative result we will never save in a. So what we have to do? We have done m minus m, we will do it here plus m. Okay, else this q0 value will be 1. Else means what? A n bit is positive. Whenever a n bit is positive, a n means this bit, the last bit, the result of a n bit is positive, then we have to add q0 is equal to 1. q0 is equal to 1. Okay, so this is the thing. Let's go to the example and we will see how to do it one by one. Okay, so let me remove this part. We will do it again. So if you want to do it, then you can do with me in your paper because this is also a long question. Okay, given here m is equal to this, q is equal to this. Okay, as we have to do a plus m and a minus m also, we have calculated the 2's complement of m because we have to do two things, a plus m, a minus m. So minus m means 2's complement of m. Okay, so calculate the 2's complement of m. Okay, and initialize a is equal to 0 0 0 0, 5 number of zeros, q is equal to 1 0 0 0. Why 5 number of zeros here? Because we know always this is n bit, this is n plus 1 bit. Okay, and m is also n plus 1 bit. Okay, so n is this one 4 bit, m is 5 bit, a is also 5 bit, and we will do a plus m, so 5 bit plus 5 bit. Okay, a plus m or a minus m we will do. Okay, so the first cycle we will start here. We will write the first cycle. Okay, so first cycle, first step, shift left a and q, shift left a and q. Okay, let's do the, here we will write shift left. Okay, so what is the value of shift left? This is the output from shift left. Okay, we don't know what will be the value we will put here till now, so we will make it blank. Okay, q0 part we will make it blank. Then next step is a is equal to a minus m. Okay, you write this algorithm and do it me. A is equal to a minus m. So a is equal to, this is a, we will do minus m. Minus m means plus 1 1 1 0 1. This is minus m. Okay, this is minus m. So we can add a plus minus m. Okay, now this is a plus minus m. Okay, the output is 1 plus 1 is 0 1 and 1 1 1. This is the output. Okay, so we will write it here that this is a is equal to a minus m operation is done. Now we will check a n bit. This is your a n bit. Okay, this step we are doing. of the algorithm, we are checking if an bit is negative or positive. An bit is 1 means an is negative. So q0 bit value will be what? Q0 bit value will be 0. Okay, so now we will copy it 1 1 1 1 0 0 0 0 and q0 bit also 0. Okay, this is what this if part will be executed. So we have made q0 bit is equal to 0. Again we have to do the restoring operation, that is a is equal to a plus m. Then do a is equal to a plus m. Whenever you will do a is equal to a plus m, you will get the original value of a, that is 0 0 0 1, because here we have added minus m. So if we will do plus m now, you will get the original value. Okay, so the original value is 0 0 0 0 1, and this is the same thing. Okay, understood? The first cycle is over. This part you have understood, or any doubt? If you have any doubt, just unmute and ask, because it is very important and it is a long question. Okay, then the second cycle, we have to do it 4 times, because q bit is equal to n is equal to 4, q bit is equal to 4. There are n number of bits, 4 number of bits, so we have to do it 3 and 4 times. Okay, 4 cycles we have to do. The first cycle is over. Next cycle number 2. Cycle number 2, obviously we will start with again the first step, that is shift left aq. Okay, shift left aq. Okay, 0 0 0 1 0 and 0 0 0 and blank. Okay, this is your shift left a and q. Then the next is a is equal to a minus m. Okay, a minus m means plus 1 1 1 0 1. This is your minus m, and what is the output? 1 1 1 1 1. That is the result. This is equal to a minus m. Step is over. What is the next step we have to check? We have to check a n bit is negative or positive. As you can see here, a n bit is negative. So set q0 value is equal to 0. That means 0 0 0 and q0 value is 0. Okay, and this is 1 1 1 1 1. Then next is we have to restore the operation a is equal to a plus m by doing a is equal to a plus m. So we will get our original a value, that is this one, 0 0 0 1 0, because we have done 0 0 0 0 this we have added with minus m. So now we have added with plus m, and we will get the original value, that is 0 0 0 1 0. Okay, so we have restored the operation. Now our second cycle is over. Now we'll go for third cycle. Okay, so in the third cycle we will do the again shift operation, shift L, that is the first instruction. So let's shift it 0 0 0 1 0 0, and this is 0 0 0 and blank. Okay, then again we will do a is equal to a minus m. Okay, a is equal to a minus m is equivalent to adding with 1 1 1 0 1. This is your minus m. Okay, the result is 1 0, 1 plus 1 is 0, 1 plus 1 is 0, 1 plus 1 is 0, and a carry that we cannot able to store, because our register is 5 bit long. So whatever carry, this carry will be discarded. Okay, so this is your a is equal to a minus m result, and this is 0 0 0 and blank. So we have to test the a n bit. Now a n bit is positive. That means what? A n bit is positive means what you have to do? We have to do q0 is equal to 1. A n bit is not negative now, so we have to execute else part. q0 is equal to 1. Okay, so we will write here q0 is equal to 1 operation we are doing. Okay, and this is 0 0 0 1. No need to restore in this case because our result is positive. Next is fourth cycle. Okay, again shift left, okay. So 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 and blank. Okay, shift left is over. Then a is equal to a minus m operation. So minus m is 1 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 1. This is the minus operation. Okay, the output is 1 1 1 1 1. Okay, and this is 0 0 1 and blank. A is equal to a minus m operation is over. We have seen a n bit is here negative. A n bit is negative here because this last bit is 1. So we have to set q0 is equal to 0, that means 0 0 1 0. Okay, and we have to again do a is equal to a plus m, that means restoring operation. So whenever we will restore it, we will get our original value, that is this value. Okay, so we will get 0 0 0 1 0 and this is 0 0 1 0. Our division is over. So after the division is over, what we will get? We will get this is the remainder, this is the quotient. So this is your quotient and this part is your remainder. This is your remainder, this is your quotient. Okay, so what is the result here? 2 and 2. What is the m value? M value is 3. This is what? 8. Okay, so 8 divided by 3, done. 2 quotient and 2 remainder. Okay, so whenever we'll do this 8 division 3, we will get 2 as quotient, 2 as remainder. Okay, so that's why we got the same 2 and 2. Okay, so this is called your restoring division. Okay, so but what is the disadvantage is that lots of time is wasted in restoring operation. This a is equal to a plus m operation we are doing all the time, so that is a wastage of time. This a is equal to a plus m. So we will go for non-restoring division, that we will see in the next class. Okay, so non-restoring division also very easy, that's not a big thing. Okay, so division is very easy, just you have to remember the algorithm. Okay, and this is the circuit. Any doubt you can ask.